Oh, I see one person. Okay, I see one person up in there. They continue working. Well, okay, maybe we need to share it. So we try to find it and share it. Um, maybe I'm looking about it. I'm going to people coming across that one and knocking and his name Carter and just started on him. I said, you, yes, I said, you better trust him. Niggas ain't losing. The preamble. Preamble of that Constitution. That's what the laws used to say. That this is us. This is us. This says that we are who we are by this preamble. I used to say, what? I say, yeah, because it means that we, the Moors, Moor, the more perfect union, that's what that means for us. What? But now I understand it more better now, but I know it's going to make it more clear when other people can understand. So that's why I want to do it, the Magic Carter. So let me go and look and see if I can find it on YouTube. Oh, yeah, that was in the 46 minutes ago. That's 2 views. I got to get my phone around there. Yeah. I put the same one back up there, too.
I can hear the post because I hear you conversation on your line.
You can hear my what?
You saying coming on that line.
You hear me now? Yeah. Yeah, my open. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? I see two people in the chat. Welcome. Thank you for jumping in with me.
Hey y'all, how
Mm-mm.
y'all doing? I think
I'm talking on both devices. Okay, I am attempting to remove this welcome thing. Let me see where. Okay, I think that might be it right there. Um, thought it was, but it's not. Okay, let's see if that's it. No. Oh, I tell you, I don't. I'll be doing too many things. I guess. How you? That ticker won't go nowhere. Hmm. Well, anyway, um, let's see here. Can I get this to present? If I have another problem, y'all, I'm gonna go to bed. Be like, go to bed. Okay, let's see. You can see that. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Let's see. It's supposed to be on my camera though. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, come on. Please stop playing with me tonight. Y'all, they don't want me to do the Magna Carta, y'all. They really don't want me to do it, but I'm going to keep on trying till I do it. It's the middle of the night. Y'all stop playing. Okay, remove those banners for me, please. Please, I'll just delete everything. Okay. There we go. Get off of there. Y'all, I found it, y'all. It was hard, but I found the button. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Can I make this big? Um, Yeah, I would like to read that when it finished because I did write it down for those that's under the sound of my voice to understand what really happened. Everything that she's writing that's going on that screen, I have it wrote down. And as I said, this is the Magna Carta. It says, I find it quite strange that when I hear the phrase, the supreme law of the land, it has never once been mentioned to me that this does not necessarily mean the supreme law of the country. Not once has it ever been told to me that this supreme law attaches to the very soil I am standing upon, and that my God-given rights are derived from the type of estate that is attached to this land. Never once has it been told to me that my rights devolve from my status in relationship to this earth. I have always been led to believe that the laws that I am bound by mysteriously appear out of nowhere with no rhyme or reason. Rights come from something far greater than our understanding can comprehend. They come from the source of all life, light from above and the earth from below. This is my land. God gave it to me. The blood of my ancestors has poured upon it since time immemorial. It is my birthright and the birthright of all my heirs forever. That is it. I am an heir of freedom,
we're going to be talking
not
about
of
some
servitude.
rather serious and interesting information, although hopefully it'll be nothing that'll cause you too much consternation. What sort of sparked this particular line of study is, I don't know how many of you were aware of the gentleman from Indiana who came out and brought codicil and language to our attention, that the word label, as used on the 1044, means a testamentary instrument. Y'all
heard that label on the 1040 is a testamentary instrument?
And
not gonna be many that gets this.
I gave Bunny the information, and because we thought it was interesting to look at it in the language at the time the Constitution was written.
1828 Webster.
Was what is the Constitution in its noun form? Not what does it do, what is the thing? Of course, we've read Lysander Spooner and all the libertarian stuff that's come forward on it being a contract. But after talking to Bunny, I looked up the
Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me.
Under Will, Section 12, if memory serves, that the sovereign has no testamentary power at common law. So that means that the Constitution could not be a will, according to the law at the time. And Bunny called me back, about 2 days later, and she said, Stan, guess what? Property can only devolve to a body politic by trust. So what we've pretty much discovered, and I agree with the woman's, with the
Peace
research,
and love,
the
darling.
Constitution is a
Thank
trust
you for
instrument.
being
And in
here.
order for us to understand the peaceful philosophy behind what we're attempting to do in calling government to task, we have to understand that they are trustees. They are very much trustees. And as soon as we understand that, I think that the people in general are going to have a better understanding of where folks like us are coming from. Bunny, if you would, please.
Good morning. Mike Speakman, and I am an heir of liberty.
Remember, y'all, they just got him. So who is the heir of liberty? For real,
to prove to you that the founding fathers were very lawful men. These gentlemen would not have
one of us. We in here. It's two of us in here.
They would not have created a document that would have gotten them into trouble. Now, if you logically think about it, what if they had lost the Revolutionary War? They would have been hung for treason, conspiracy, whatever. Okay, so they did create a document that would be legal, lawful, and valid under the king's own law. The colonies had laws when they got here. They brought it with them.
The colonies, that's what we got to remember. It wasn't like we think it was.
And they followed those laws. So when they created the Constitution of the United States, they created it under the common laws that they had brought with them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to also prove to you that this Constitution that we have here is a trust instrument, and it creates an estate.
Trust instrument
because it all is under a state law. Now, I'm also going to prove to you that the trustees, as far as the heirs, are in breach of trust.
They done breached our trust.
And I will show you where you are not an heir, but something else. Now, I'm going to create pictures for you. If you ever put a 2,000 piece together, there's a little piece here and a little piece there. And we're going to take all these pieces and we're going to bring them in, and I'm going to try to make a picture for you in your mind so that you can actually see it, not only in front of you, but inside of you and around you, that you can totally comprehend what we are at effect of today. Now, for example, there's a lack of communication we have with the government.
What year is
And
this?
we have it with each other also. I
It's,
think of one word
5
and you think
years
of
ago or
totally
so,
something
sis.
else. You're translating my word in your mind. Like the word alienate.
Tell me right here. Let's see.
Now, how many of you
Well, it says a
perceive
year
the word
ago.
alienate or
It
alienation
says a year
to be
ago, sis. I thought it was
rejection
less
of a
than
thought?
that. I mean, more than that.
Okay. This is going to be the first word we look up in the dictionary. And for those of you who
Your
have brought your
dictionary.
dictionary,
And see, she got an
please open it up to
1828, and I
alienate.
have a law dictionary.
Any
So
dictionary you
everything
have.
in the 1828 reads the same way in this law dictionary. It's a trick.
I happen
I've
to
got
have
some
the
on
dictionary, the American Dictionary of the English Language by Noah Webster, 1828. I think
Is it
it's the
too
finest
loud or is
dictionary
it
I have
clear?
come across, including Blacks and Bouvier's. And I use it because in order to know what the founding fathers had in mind, what their intent was, you have to understand how they used the words at the time they created something. Okay, I will read it. Alienate. To transfer title, property, or right to another.
Thank you.
As to alienate lands or sovereignty. Transfer title. Okay. Under alienation, still we have a transfer of title or a legal conveyance of property to another. So there goes your communication. We now have set up a communication between each other. Have we not?
More proper.
You know,
Okay. Now alienation does not mean rejection. It means to transfer property to.
you know, I'm gonna say this right here. She said the word conveyance. See, during the time when I was first doing my processing and trying to get into this, I didn't know what conveyance mean. I didn't know what foreign, you know, all of that stuff meant. So it kind of threw me off of doing some of those things because I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you know, but now doing this and doing law and knowing what this means, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. And I just wanted to share that. Conveyance.
Sell, buy, do whatever you want to do with it. Okay. Now, keep these things in mind as we go along, okay? Take whatever I tell you and put it up in a little pigeonhole so we can bring it down later. Now, there is in your pamphlets, in your booklets,
I wish I
a
had a
diagram.
pamphlet.
Like this. By the time we're finished with this class, lecture, whatever you want to call it, this diagram is going to be a living, breathing entity to you. It's going to be reality, I hope. If it's not, then I wouldn't have done my
Can't
job.
see it, you guys. I wish
Now
we
you will
could.
notice on the left
I
side,
wrote my own though.
this is the system according to me. On the left side, you see up the top principles of liberty and the preamble, the articles, the amendments, down through Amendment 14. And on the right side, you will find up at the top, it says Principles of Mort Main.
Mort Main. There go that word. Mort Main, y'all.
How many recognize the word Mort Main?
Morton Main.
You've
Grant
read the
of
book.
power. Y'all saw
Not the
that?
whole book. I've read some definitions, and I'm a little bit puzzled. So we're gonna have to go through this.
Okay, well, Mort Main is a very puzzling thing too for me because it's been hidden from us. This is the disease that our country is at effect of today. It is the cancer eating our substance.
Wow.
Now, if
I saw this last night too,
you
y'all.
can recall back to medieval times, the Roman Catholic Church at one time in England had England in the palm of its hand in a grip that couldn't be let go. This wasn't just a morale or moral issue, okay? It wasn't because all these good people of England were devout Catholics worshiping the church. They had a legal grip on England. They were sucking it dry financially, spiritually, and physically. And it was a legal grip. According to some authorities I have heard or talked with, that the Catholic Church believing it, that the Corpus Christi of Christ being perpetual, so was the Catholic Church. I.e., we had a corporation. Okay? Mortmain refers to corporate functions, corporate principles,
Wow.
the corporate way of doing things.
That's what
And
Mormon
now we
means.
shall look up that word in the dictionary. Again, Black's Law is good for the definition, but again, I shall read from Noah Webster.
I gotta get
We're
me a
looking at
Noah.
Mortmain, M-O-R-T-M-A-I-N.
Mortmain.
Mortmain. French, mort meaning dead and main meaning hand. In law, possession of lands or tenements in dead hands, or hands that cannot alienate. Alienation in mortmain is an alienation of lands or tenements to any corporation, sole or aggregate, ecclesiastical or temporal, particularly to houses of religion or religious houses, by which the estate becomes perpetually inherent in the corporation and unalienable. Mortmain, it means dead hand. Something is in dead hand. It is a death grip on this country. Death grip on this country, the same way it was in England in medieval times. It is the principle our government is working under and upon at this very moment.
Welcome to someone who just dropped in the chat. Thank you for dropping
They all
in.
saw this. There were Mortmain statutes. And now we're going to commence to go through the literature. Now, all this Mortmain, put it up here with alienation, okay? Because it's going to be coming up. Mortmain and Mortmain and Cyprus have destroyed our country. We'll get into Cyprus. I like to say Cypre because it's a French word and it sounds very elegant. Cypre. So when I say Cypre, it's C-Y-P-R-E-S-S.
Cyprus, the same as Cyprus.
Cyprus is the ability to change a trust.
Listen.
Okay, the authority, the ability, that's right. Now we're going to go to the preamble. I have the preamble sitting here right in front of you. And we'll be looking at that and going to the English laws.
I sure wish there were
Now,
more people in here than
The
two.
greatest document ever
Y'all,
created was
we already
Magna
got it,
Carta,
I'm sure.
as far as I'm concerned. Our Constitution today is literally our Magna Carta. Okay? Now, in the Magna Carta, I have given to you, I believe, the whole of it. It's very difficult reading because it's in the Old English words. But if you do read it, and you should, okay, you will notice that it is all, or basically up to a certain point, about inheritances, to inherit your liberty, especially number CAP 1, okay, a confirmation of liberties. Right here, it takes the liberties and says, our liberties are inheritable. We have granted also and given to all the freemen of our realm, for us and our heirs forever, these liberties underwritten. Okay, the Magna Carta makes your liberties an inheritable thing. For as much as we have progressed scientifically, we have regressed spiritually and legally. Okay, we are definitely in feudal times. Now back to the Magna Carta. The first one is about the liberties. The second one is the relief on the king's tenant of full age. Third is wardship, and these are all inheritances. Okay. Fourth is about wasting. Now, wasting is very important, okay, because this will come up later. I presume I can see that the 14th Amendment is projected toward people who waste, okay. In CAP 35, it discusses liberties purchased. Okay, if you weren't a free man or if you didn't have a free estate, you literally purchased your estate and your liberties were derived from that idea of purchase. Okay, just these are things just skimming the top so far. Now, at 36, we come into mortmain. It shall not be lawful from henceforth to give his land to any religious house. Now, the reason they had religious
Wow, I got
house,
3
why
people in
they
the chat.
specifically
Hey, how
talk about
y'all
religious
doing?
houses because the
Thank you
Catholic
for
Church was
coming
a
in.
corporation. Catholic
Let's see
Church,
who
and I
is
don't mean to knock or poo-poo the Catholic Church or any other religion, it just happens to be the way it was at the time. So, the Catholic Church was a corporation, and they were attempting to
in with me. You
prevent
just gonna sit and listen.
from
Huh?
sucking
You can't
wealth
say
out of
hi if
England.
you come in my
A person
room.
would die or was about to die, and he would bequeath
Please.
his estate over to the Catholic Church for the saving of his immortal soul, leaving the heirs destitute or out on the street. So this was an attempt on their part to prevent that to the Catholic Church as a corporation, because it was in dead hands and they couldn't get it back. It kept revolving in dead hands. Okay? Quia emptors. I put this in there. You should probably read it at your leisure. It applies also. The next page is the Statute of Mortmain, 15 Richard 2nd, 1391, Chapter 5. Again, they're trying to stop the eating of the corporate power in the country. Or am I saying that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay.
Stop them from eating on us. You
Now-
said it just
Now I'm
right.
going to get in. If you have a question, please write it down.
Eating
so that-
on us.
At the end, after the taping, we can get back to the question, because I hopefully will answer anything that comes up and you can just scratch your question off. Most of them, yes. This is where I got Legacy 1 and Legacy 2. Okay.
Yes, it
The
is
statute
2
of
parts
laws. Now,
to
when the
this.
question was, when the question came up, just what is the Constitution? I had an inkling. I mean, someone gave me the input that, it had something to do with a will. There was will structure in it. So I started just, reading about wills, and it led me to the Statute of Wills. And in the Statute of Wills, you will notice by the star where it says, hereditaments holding of the king, his heirs or successors, or any other person or persons by knight service, shall have full and free liberty, power, and authority to give, dispose, will, or devise to any persons except bodies, politic, and corporate. Okay? So the Constitution as a thing right there told me it could not be a will. Couldn't possibly be a will. It was against the common law. It was against the laws of England, of which the founding fathers were following. Okay? I then came to the Statute of Uses, and things began to start looking familiar. In the Statute of Uses,
And
down
you
at the
can
bottom,
you can find each one of those titles that she's speaking of in the dictionary or in the law dictionary, as she said, 1828.
Where it starts to read that where any person or persons stand to be seized, or at any manors, lands, tenements, rents, services, reversions, remainders, or others, or other, or any body politic, by reason of any bargain, sale, fee offment, fine, recovery, covenant, contract, agreement, will, or otherwise, by any manner means whatsoever, it shall be in every such case, all and every such person and persons and body politic that have or hereafter shall have any such use, confidence, or trust in fee simple, fee tail,
Be
or term of
simple,
life,
another
4
clear,
years,
cool word.
etc., shall from henceforth stand be seized and deemed and judged in lawful season. This is saying that this creates a trust, a use actually. I put something in trust for your use. I am the trustee. I'm not only the trustee, but I'm the testator or the trustor. I'm the person who creates it. But I put something into trust so that you can use it. It's actually yours and mine, but you can use it. It's a use. They called it the statute of uses. Trusts and uses are basically the same thing. They fall under the same idea, the same conditions. Okay, that started to ring a bell. To use. Yes, I should be able to use it.
I should be able to
And then I
use
came
my
across
trust. Right.
the statute of
My
charitable
credits.
uses, and things really begin to look familiar. Now, in the statute of charitable uses, you shall find that which looks very familiar, like the Social Security system, the repair of bridges, ports, havens, causeways, and highways. You will find supportation, aid, and help of young tradesmen, handicraftsmen, persons. You will find the word other taxes in it. Okay, this is a very important statute. The statute of uses and the statute of charitable uses are the big ones. Then,
Mama Love, I don't know whether you still in here and listening or not, but do you remember when I told you I got this stack of papers to be filled out for the Internal Revenue that has on there about distribution of charitable funds and all of this lost monies and stuff? Yeah, that goes along with all of this.
on the next page, I have the statute of fraudulent deeds, alienations, etc., which is statute 13 Elizabeth 1, 1570, chapter 5. Now, Elizabeth, this was after the overthrow of the Catholic Church. They were now Protestants and had gained control back of England. What happened was, I guess people just got fed up with the whole situation. They got tired of the corporate Mortmain structure keeping them in dead hands with a death grip. Got rid of the king, got rid of the church,
And that's what
and
we
now we
gotta
have
do,
English,
get tired and get rid of
Elizabeth,
this
who is
mess.
Protestant,
Get rid of
and
it.
she creates the statute of fraudulent deeds. And in here, you will find that if there's any fraudulent situations over conveyances, like trust deeds, you are now in jeopardy. By guileful and covetous or fraudulent devices and practices, as aforesaid, we shall or might be in any ways disturbed, hindered, delayed, or defrauded to be clearly and utterly frustrate and of none effect. If you created trust that was fraudulent, it was of none effect. So therefore, if the founding fathers were creating a trust in the Constitution, it had to be lawful. It had to be lawful. We go again to the statute against collusive and fraudulent conveyances, which also upholds this thought line of idea. Number 3 down in the first paragraph says, or else by any secret intent of the parties, the same to be their own proper use and at their free disposition. Number 4, colored nevertheless by a feigned countenance and show of words and sentences as though the same were made bona fide for good causes. Still upholding the fact that if you are creating something, it has to be lawful. It has to be lawful. This is the common law. This is the law of England. And this is the law that the founding fathers went by. They were lawful men. You will find.
So does that mean that if we follow their steps and create our trust and do our negotiable instruments the way that they taught it then, does that mean that everything that we do should be considered lawful as well? Nothing that we do should be considered unlawful. The only reason why it's unlawful because we have unlawful public servants that do not know the law. That all they know is destruction.
Constantly through these statutes, repeatedly inheritance, repeatedly body politics, corporate, so that you can literally separate who is who without everything being piled up into a mishmash. We have the statute of frauds. It's a very important thing.
And that's where we at.
We can't get to the statute of frauds when we go into court these days because the laws and the workings of the Mort Maine government is not in its reach. It's not in its reach. We're going to show you how and why it's not in its reach. Okay? So when you go into a court saying, this is fraudulent, the judge sitting there, no, I don't think so. No, because you can't get to the common law. You are barred. The little diagram I showed you, there was a bar going down between the 2 columns on the right and left. There is a bar that goes down between the principles of liberties and the principles of Mort Maine.
Okay.
We're literally stuck into Mort Maine in dead hands. That's why we feel so frustrated when we go into court, knowing that there is justice somewhere, but we're not experiencing it, we're not feeling it, we don't see it, we don't get it, something's wrong. We are barred. We keep coming up against the steel wall.
We barred, y'all. We barred.
Now, in order for you to understand where the power lies, the power does not lie in the articles, nor does it lie in the amendments. The power lies in the preamble. It is the preamble that creates the estate. It is the preamble that creates the trust. It is the preamble who tells you who it is or who it isn't, actually. Okay? You must understand what an estate is so that you can see it.
Yes.
So that you can see the estate lying in here and so that you can see the trust. Okay, we know that the English laws, it had to be a will or a trust. It wasn't a will. We're going to presume it's a trust because they had to make it legal and lawful. They weren't going to get hung. I don't think so. If I were to create a document today, I try to make my documents lawful. I'm trying to follow their laws.
Okay.
Doing it right all along.
Okay.
Okay, so they were no different than we are. And I am a lawful person.
Yes, I am a lawful person.
You're going to have to turn this one sideways. This that we're going to go into is a book written by an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, Henry Baldwin, in 1837. It was published. And it's rather large. It's much larger than what I have given you. It's a literally book, and bless my friend who gave it to me because she said, well, so-and-so says this, that, and the other and it's found, oh, I'd like to read this. And when I read it, I said, well, so-and-so missed something. He missed on page 3 the first parts of these things. Okay, down on the bottom, you see where it starts out, to me, just above the star. I'm going to read down. To me, it seems that it can be made intelligible, we're discussing the Constitution, in all its parts by applying to it those established rules and maxims of common law in the construction of statutes, and those accepted definitions of words, terms, and language in which they had been used and had been received as well known and understood in their ordinary or legal sense. That's why I have the Webster's Dictionary of 1828, because that's what the Constitution was written on, according to the subject matter. In appealing to the common law as the standard of exposition in all doubts as to the meaning of written instrument, there is safety, certainty, and authority. The institution of the colonies were based upon it. It was their free system of jurisprudence, with only local exceptions to suit the conditions of the colonists, who claimed it as their birthright and their inheritance. The common law was their birthright and their inheritance. So they were claiming the liberties that were given to them under the great charters and the laws of England. The Magna Carta bequeathed, brought up the inheritance of liberties. And here they are claiming their inheritance, their birthright. We're having a problem getting to our birthright today. The next page. From the beginning, I guess that's the first paragraph down, a little star up at the top. From the beginning till the consummation of the Revolution, the people of the colonies and states in all successive congresses, they had congresses at the time, took their stand upon the common law and Constitution of England as the heirs of freedom. English freemen, whose custom it is derived from their ancestors to make those tremble who dare to think of making them miserable. God.
Making them miserable. Y'all know how that is.
Heirs of freedom. They didn't claim to be sovereign state citizens. Sovereign state citizenship did not exist.
See?
It didn't exist until the king said, here is the Treaty of Peace. You're a sovereign citizen.
Who got the Treaty of Peace, y'all? Wait, hold up. Who got the Treaty of Peace? Who received the Treaty of Peace in order to become a sovereign citizen? Let me hear that again.
Those tremble who dare to think of making them miserable. God bless them. Heirs of freedom. They didn't claim to be sovereign state citizens. Sovereign state citizenship did not exist. It didn't exist until the king said, here is the Treaty of Peace. You're a sovereign citizen, or whatever he said.
Wow.
It didn't exist. Who were they? What were they to call themselves? They called themselves heirs of freedom. This preempts state citizenship. This is who they define themselves as. You won't find a state citizen mentioned in the preamble because it did not exist. But an inheritance did. So did estate laws. So did trusts. So now we have heirs of freedom, an heir. Down on the bottom again, it mentions more about the inheritance left us by our forefathers, our inheritance, the great bulwark of our Constitution, the first and best maxims of the Constitution. You think the best maxim is the Articles or the First Amendment? No, it's in the preamble. It's the first maxim.
So we very well know that if they have an inheritance here, that we got to have an inheritance here. That cannot be misunderstood no kind of way. Right? I must say.
Venerable to Britons and Americans, whose forefathers participated in the rights and liberties they boasted of and conveyed the same fair inheritance to them. We have a conveyance. Convey,
Yeah.
inheritance, freedom. It was called the covenant chain on the next page at the star between the mother country and them. The charters of the king were their written civil constitutions of government, and the colonies would not part with or lose their hold of this covenant chain. There is a covenant of liberty.
Chain.
Covenant, promise, guarantee, secure, insurance, the covenant. Now, you should read this. It's very important. It's boring to read all of this. I have gone through book after document, sucking it all in, absorbing it, getting the picture. And I keep coming up with, and you should too, look for your inheritance. In today's laws, you'll find in, say, Amjur 2D, you'll read a sentence and you go, I don't get this, I don't understand it. Well, that's not talking about you. Guaranteed. Well, when you understand the trust and the estate, then you can go and read something in Amjur and you will find yourself segregating everything because it has been commingled. Everything has been commingled, which is a no-no in trusts. Okay. Now, back to this. On the next page, which would be 6. Okay, and please don't laugh. There is a circular object. This is the seal of the Magna Carta. Okay.
Give them a bunch of people hands right there, y'all. Y'all can't see that.
Okay. That was you, wasn't it? Okay, now you will notice
what it is that's holding
in
on
here.
to,
Let's see, where do I find to the journal. Okay, to the journal published by their order. Now we're talking about the founding fathers and their first journal of Congress. Okay, to the journal published by their order and verified by the autograph of their secretary is prefixed in the title page a medallion of which the following is a facsimile. The medallion is the Magna Carta, the seal of Magna Carta on the first journal of Congress. The Magna Carta of England was the pedestal on which the column and cap of liberty was raised, supported by the 12 colonies assembled by their delegates, declaring, "On this we rely, on this we shall defend." They are defending their inherent liberties as enumerated in the Magna Carta. They'd written this. This was already written, but they were defending the Magna Carta because the Magna Carta is in here. You don't see it, but it's in there. They were defending it. They brought it down forward and they were passing it on in the preamble.
That's why the Moors say
they created
that.
An estate.
They knew what it was.
Of liberty.
That's why when they got the treaty Oh, wow.
Your liberty is an estate. There is,
Your liberty is an estate.
page 10,
You don't have,
second underline
You don't have-
section. I underline
oh, my
everything for my posterity to find. Page 10, it says, now we're still discussing the Constitution by Mr. Baldwin. And he says that the Constitution, the intent by the framer was to endure for ages to come and designed to approach immortality. Now, it truly is. This is the finest document in the world. It is beautiful once you get to see the picture of it all. What the founding fathers left us was the finest estate in trust that this world has ever known.
wow.
And through guile practices, we, the heirs of freedom, have literally had our estate stolen from us. Our inheritance, our liberty. It is an estate. Now, over on the right, you will see that the Constitution is a grant. Trusts, grants and trusts go in the same hand. They're hand in hand. Trust, it creates a use. Okay? Let's see, the grant does not convey power which might be beneficial to the grantor if retained by himself, or which can move solely to the benefit of the grantee. Okay? The government says, well, this is a grant. They granted us power. Yes, we did. The people, the founding fathers granted them power. But the power that was granted was for them to work in a corporate structure and applied only to things that they owned or that which was ceded to them or granted to them. So under their corporate structure, they had to own it, had it ceded to them, or had it granted to them. And that's how the corporation worked. It worked on those things. Only those things. Down at the bottom, you'll see I have the words things written on there. This gentleman is beautiful. I mean, he so defines it. Constitution creates things, not names. We're going to be constantly looking for the thing that it creates. Okay? In the preamble, the thing is the estate.
Oh, the thing is it.
There are no names there. It's a thing.
Okay. I didn't hear that last time.
Okay. Page 24. Now, in this paragraph that I have marked,
it's still an entity. Right.
Mr. Baldwin starts to discuss.
3 people back up in here.
Uh,
Hey, thank
no,
you
it's the
for
second
coming
paragraph
back. If
now.
you're the same, no drama, just teaching, just
State.
learning.
Inherent rights, okay? This is the essence of supreme and sovereign power, which testifies that the ultimate absolute sovereignty is in the several states and the people thereof, who can do by inherent right and power anything in relation to the Constitution or change of government, except depriving the smallest state of equal suffrage in the Senate. Not in the United States or the people thereof as one nation or one people, who in their unity of character or power can do nothing either by inherent right or representation as a majority. Inherent rights.
What's a
of the people
majority?
of
A
the
grown
states.
person.
Not the
A
people of the
person is of
United
age.
States,
Age of
but the
majority,
people
not
of
a
the
minor.
states. Who are the people of the United States? They are 14th
Amendment
Amendment citizens.
citizens, the corporation. Come on.
14th Amendment
Talk to
citizens
them,
have
Ms.
no inherent rights.
Talk about it. What? Let's hear that again. See, because everybody want us to be talking about I'm a 14th Amendment citizen. I know that I'm not a 14th Amendment citizen because I have an estate. I have a trust. I have things that belong to me that another man is in a dead man's hand. And I want it back. Let's hear this again.
States. Not the people of the United States, but the people of the states. Who are the people of the United
Oh,
States?
wait a minute. I got to go back a little bit more on that because she was saying.
Who can do by inherent right and power anything in relation to the Constitution or change of government, except depriving the smallest state of equal suffrage in the Senate. Not in the United States or the people thereof as one nation or one people, who in their unity of character or power can do nothing either by inherent right or representation as a majority.
Please share the video, please.
Inherent
three people.
rights of the people of the states. Not the people of the United States, but the people of the states. Who are the people of the United States? They are 14th Amendment citizens. 14th Amendment citizens have no inherent rights.
Okay.
Only the people of the states.
The
several
states. the
God bless you,
several
Mr.
states.
Baldwin. I love him. The
all
features of the British and federal governments compared. Okay, down by the little arrows. The powers not delegated or prohibited being reserved to the states respectively or the people, none can exist by prerogative or inherent power in any branch of the government. Hence, the effect of a specification of the powers granted and prohibited and the express reservation of all others leaves to the states all the prerogative powers of the king over those subjects which are involved in these four cases, the ones that Mr. Baldwin was talking about, or going to be looking at, either directly or collaterally, on none of which any powers granted to the United States by this Constitution. Then he goes into charters of incorporation, franchises over public rivers, etc., etc. Now then he goes into descent, okay, and he says that the King of England we're discussing is a natural person on whom the crown descends by hereditary right as real estate does.
Ooh, real estate.
This here is to come to us by descent and distribution. Okay, it descends upon the heir. You don't choose it. It just comes to you. It's yours. It descends like I drop it on you. It falls upon you. Devolves. We got to try to keep this simple. On page 56, Mr. Baldwin says, in other respects, the great features of both governments are the same. Both established by the people of the estates. E-S-T-A-T-E-S.
They turned
Of
us
one,
into states.
The states of the other.
We had states.
Each state or state represented by their representatives in distinct bodies. Okay. Estates and state. Could the state of California be the estate of California?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Now we are going to stop and we're going to look for a definition of a state. A state in Noah Webster's Dictionary of 1829, number 1, in a general sense, fixedness, a fixed condition, now generally written and pronounced S-T-A-T-E. And number 6, the general business or interest of government, hence a political body, a commonwealth, a republic. But in this sense, we now use S-T-A-T-E. So here we have 13
They
colonies.
stole everything, didn't they, y'all? Even
We're
the
going to
E.
be
They even stole the
13
damn E.
estates, creating a document of estates for estates, for the people of the
Hey.
estates. And when I say the word state from now on,
No, it
is going to mean to you estate,
It's state.
even if
Always
it's a
know.
capital S
It's
as compared to a
estate.
small s, because there are separate estates.
Okay.
In reality, I perceive the capital S state to be a corporate function,
Yes,
In
anything
what
capital
name?
is corporate.
perceived. Oh, now I can go back, okay.
Because it's all commercial code. It's
Okay,
all
page 58,
UCC
we're going to the
coding,
estates
period.
again. And Mr. Baldwin he goes into the estates of England, who they were, what their function was. And down at the marked section, the lords represented the 2 estates of the nobility and clergy. Okay, page 58. They sat in their own right, representing themselves and property as 2 estates or states of the nation or realm, wholly distinct from the 3rd estate or state. That estate was the whole body of the people, represented in the convention of the commons. As there was no king, there could be no parliament or house of commons in any other capacity than in convention. Pardon me. This was at the time when the throne was abdicated. Life went on as normal. In England, the representatives still met. They still passed laws. They did everything they were supposed to do until the crown was placed upon another body, human entity.
The fake
So,
bodies of the
At this
crowns.
point
Right?
in
You heard
our
that, y'all?
time,
Wait
you
a minute.
can-
She said until the crown was placed upon another body, another entity. Remember the stolen legacy of the crown. It has been proven that it was not those pale skins that's over there now. And she just slid right on through there and said, yeah, crown put on another entity's head. You know?
This was at the time when the throne was abdicated. Life went on as normal. In England, the representatives still met. They still passed laws. They did everything they were supposed to do until the crown was placed upon another body, human entity.
Human
So, at
entity,
this point
even
in
that.
our time,
We don't declare
we can
ourselves to be a human.
guarantee that
Okay,
our
come on.
crown has been abdicated, or they are trying to abdicate the throne by
They-
getting rid of the sovereign state citizens as
Okay,
we know them,
listen.
and making everybody into a United States citizen who has no inherent power. The state citizen has it, not the United States citizen. So how do you gain the power? You get rid of the state citizen. This is genocide
Okay, come
This
on.
is
Stop the
absolute
genocide. Stop it.
Now you can all say they're genociding me, and you know that they are.
And you
They
genocide
have.
yourself if you don't
Whoever
stop.
they are. We're going to come to find out that you yourself are genociding yourself,
See, same thing I say all
or
the time.
have genocided yourself.
Expatriation, that was another
But
word
you were
that
forced
scared
to.
me when I was doing my processing, but I did it.
To
Look,
have this
y'all.
estate has either become illegal or it is null and
Maybe
void,
I need to stop that because they're going a little fast. Ain't it?
according to law.
I don't know whether y'all looking or listening, but I'm going to go back so I can read it to you.
We're going to come to find out that you yourself are genociding yourself.
Expatriation to the
Genocided
preamble state is
yourself.
done by application for a social
But you were
security
forced to.
number and claiming a U.S. citizenship.
To
Children
have
who are
this
legally
estate has either
unable
become
to
illegal
enter
or it is null and void.
into any contracts are subjected to this unknowingly by their parents, right? Parents don't know.
According to law, not
This
moral
is how
law,
we
but
got
according
there.
to written law. Now, okay, do we all get what an estate is as far as, I mean, superficially that we're discussing estates?
I know my team
Okay,
in here
and we all
got it.
agree
They just in here
we have an
supporting me.
estate.
Thank
I'm
y'all.
going to find out.
I think I know
what
who
an
all
estate
three of
is,
y'all
what it
is.
looks
I
like.
love you, and I appreciate you for being
We're going
here.
to go
I hope you can share it
to
to somebody you love.
an introduction to the law of real property.
For real.
This is an excellent little book.
I just have a mandate to do this, y'all. I just got to do it. I don't care
This
who
is
you
the
are.
little book. It's a little book. It's lovely. It's beautiful. Cornelius J. Moynihan. Now, what does an estate look like? What is an estate? Page 28, Chapter 2. Freehold estates. Sounds good to me. Freehold. Holding it freely. It's free. And you will go to the underline and mark spots. Okay, now okay. The word estate is a feudal origin and is derived from the Latin word status.
Okay.
Please send us your social security number so we may know your status. What your estate is. It speaks to us a time when land holding was inseparably connected with a man's political and personal status in the community. I say that it is still connected.
It should be,
Pretty
but
much
yeah.
The next paragraph. The estate in fee simple is of potentially
Fee simple
infinite
means never
duration.
to be taxed, right? Never to be taxed. Fee simple.
A life estate or estate for years is a finite duration.
Finite forever.
Life estate, freehold, fee simple. Okay? These are two different types of estates. We have the fee simple absolute is one type, life estate is another. On the other page, an estate in fee simple was and still is the largest estate known to law. It donates the maximum of legal ownership, the greatest possible aggregate of rights, powers, privileges, and immunities which a person may have in land. Now, when it comes to your rights, okay, when it says it may have in land, all of your rights as a human being attached to the land or the estate you are in possession of.
A human being. They're talking about themselves.
Okay?
They're talking about themselves.
You might not own any land, but there is an estate and your rights attach to that particular estate. This estate here was a fee simple absolute. Is a fee simple absolute. Okay. Littleton, in his treatise of tenures written in the 15th century, began his book by defining the estate thus: tenant in fee simple is he which hath lands or tenements to hold to him and his heirs forever. This definition is still valid. Now, do you notice right there where it says to hold to him and his heirs forever? This is very important. Just those words. Okay? To him and his heirs forever. On the next page, you will see the statute of uses brought into our line of thought and estate. And down at the bottom, you'll see that the law of real property of today is result of the application of both common law and equitable doctrines, and it was by means of this institution of uses that equity came into contact with the land law. Now we have, it's melding, okay, it's coming together. The statute of use is creating a trust, now connects to the land. Okay, it comes together. The beneficial enjoyment, like I said, the trust was for your use. A trust is for your use, your beneficial enjoyment. Your enjoyment, period. On page 219, let's skip that page. We'll go to the survey of law of property. Okay? Because this is where we're going to see the trust or the estate in the preamble. And I wish this was a little clearer copy for you. I must apologize. Down in the paragraph that I start underlining. Now, in law, when you have an object to convey, they don't use the person's name. Okay, it's A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z represent a person, a human being. Black acre or white acre or green acre, some sort of acre represents the object they are conveying.
I remember that.
Okay, so if I say A conveys black acre to B, I'm A, you're B. This is black acre. Okay, now we know that we're talking about people, who I am, who you are, and what I convey.
Oh my goodness.
A conveys. So in the paragraph below, okay, we're conveying a fee simple absolute in this paragraph. It was an estate in fee simple, which is the largest estate known to law. It donates the maximum of legal ownership, the greatest possible aggregate of rights, privileges, and powers and immunities. Again, we have said we go to rights. Okay, we're conveying rights. Everything is in the estate. Privileges, powers, and immunities which a person may have in land. Again, it attaches to the land. It is not separate from. It is of potentially infinite duration. By the year 1250, the words "and his heirs" had become the only ones by which a fee simple could be conveyed. The word "be" and his heirs meant be in fee simple without any qualification whatsoever. But the words "be" in fee simple used in a deed would give "be" only a life estate Okay? The words in the deed had to be and his heirs. The words and his heirs used in a deed were construed as words of limitation. Limitation? Say what? Wrong. That is, they describe the quantum or size of the estate transferred to be. The size. It wasn't a restriction, a limitation. It was not the restriction. It was the size of the estate. Strange as it may seem, the word limitation is contrary to what you think it should be. It's the size. The words of limitation indicate what is taken. Words of purchase indicate the grantees or persons who take it. We must be very clear. Okay, when you name somebody, now we are saying something about words of purchase. Okay, if I were to say A conveys Blackacre to B and his heirs and his son John, we just limited the size of the estate. We made it smaller. When you name the heir, it lessens it. That is why the heir is not mentioned in the preamble. We the people, A, convey Blackacre for a more perfect union, establish justice to ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. This is Blackacre. This is the estate.
Oh, wow, that's the preamble.
It is the estate.
I don't know what she's
A
writing.
conveys Blackacre to
Oh, she must
B
be Blackacre.
and his heirs.
Oh, okay. I see.
Right there
We the
is the
people
estate.
is the
You see it?
acres.
You get
see
it?
it? We the people is the acre. Wait a minute, hold
A
on,
conveys
stop.
Blackacre.
We the people is the acre. And what's
B
that
and
down
here.
now?
It's sitting right there.
It's sitting right there.
Have you ever seen it?
Who that?
Did you ever see it before?
Okay.
Yeah,
Our
you've never seen it
cells
before. It's beautiful,
and our
isn't it?
posterity.
Great.
You know, that's the preamble, right?
It's an estate being conveyed.
So
It is a fee simple
we the
absolute,
people is the
a
acre.
freehold
A. Ourselves is B.
for the
And
heirs.
the
You can't
posterity
name them.
is
That's
the
why they
heir.
didn't put we the people conveyed to ourselves and state citizens. You say, if they said that, it would have diminished not only our estate, but their estate. They were getting a life estate if they did that. They protected themselves, their estate. They protected our estate. It's of indefinite duration. It can last forever. Infinitely. And
That's why they want to go take it down, because they don't want to
Infinitely, right.
confuse it.
It's a fee simple absolute. I saw this and I thought, my God, that's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's right there in front of all of us. And we've never seen it. Never saw it. But why haven't we seen it? Could it be being kept from us?
So is part one of the legacy. Okay. I got 3 of y'all in here. I appreciate y'all being here. I hope you found something in there that you can use. And I'm not going to tear it because I know it's getting late.
Car donations, vehicles for veterans offered.
I mean, believe you me, I could do the other part. If y'all would like for me to do the other part, can I get a couple of ones? I don't have but 3 of y'all in here, and I could do the other part of that. Or I could talk about some stuff that I do have to talk about. So, but it's up to you guys. I don't press myself upon people. I see other people alive, and I know that, they got some action going on, so a lot of people might want to be there. So, I mean, but if y'all tell me you want me to go on, I will. For real. Um, I can't see my chat. Okay, let's see. I see what a couple of y'all. Um, can I get a couple of ones? You want me to keep going? But I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some pointers of some things that I did find out last night. Maybe you know about it already. Can I be heard in the room? I mean, can I be heard in the room? Y'all don't want to sleep on me, the three people that's in there. It sounds good, but anyway, I'm gonna do this for the people that will view my video later on. Please believe that I do research a lot, and I'm just sharing. I'm not trying to teach you nothing, just sharing because I've done a lot, and I'm just sharing. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go right here with some notes that I had taken. Um, and then let me fix my. Guess I'll fix my thing so y'all don't have to see me, but y'all don't have to look at my TV either. I guess. Um, but y'all go and get that video yourself. Please share it with your family because this is the way that I see that we can really come up and try and be the people we need to be by taking the steps that need to be taken. And this was given to us, by our ancestors. So it's up to us to really recover. And I see a lot of people, they don't seem like they really want to recover. I want to recover everything that my ancestors lost. So that's why I'm doing what I do. I decided I've been trying to be on the internet, you know what I'm saying? Share what I got, but I didn't know how to operate these devices or, you know, and I still don't. But at the same time, at least I'm attempting and I'm doing, I'm going to do me over here. And anybody that come here, hey, 1040, you still in here? Uh, okay, thank you. But yeah, anybody that come here, they're also able to come here and do them in peace. I don't want to argue with anybody. I don't want anybody. We shouldn't have to do that. But we're here to gather our thoughts. You know what I mean? Gather our thoughts enough to do the things that's necessary to do. Because there are a lot of things we need to do. I promise you there is. Um, so, hey, y'all. What's going on in there? But I found some things last night, when I started checking in on this Magna Carta. Um, and the origin and the nature of the Constitution and the government of the United States deduced from the political history and the conditions of colonies and states from 1774 until 1788. And this was done by a Henry Baldwin, Associate Supreme Court Justice. He had a term up to 1837. Um, and also the American Jurisprudence, Second Desk Book, The Magna Carta 1215 is when the Magna Carta was done over in the England, um, the kingdom, if you will. Statute, the Statute of Mortmain is one of those subjects that was mentioned. So if anybody needs to, these are the things that was mentioned. Um, the statute of wills, the statute of uses, the statute of charitable uses, the statute of fraud, the statute against fraudulent deeds and collusive conveyance, the United States Constitution, estates, descent and distribution, criminal law, deeds, covenants, conditions, and etc., wills, grants, perpetuities, Bogart on trust. So all of these things was just covered in that video that we just saw. Um, and they're very important to what really belongs to us as our trust. You know what I'm saying? So, oh my goodness, I made a mess. Okay. So the first thing that I read at the beginning was that I am an heir of freedom. And as she said, that your liberty is in your estate. Okay? Your liberty is in your estate. If you ain't got your estate, you ain't got liberty. You don't have freedom whatsoever, right? Oh, I got something wrong. I just saw that. Hey, y'all. My bad. Um, but thank you for being here too. The three that's in the chat, I appreciate you so much. Um, but your liberty is in your estate, and if you don't have your liberty, you don't have your estate. That's why it says there about fraudulent acts, even the law. Your status changes once you know that you are a trust holder or that you have an estate. I mean, we were literally trust babies and didn't know it, right? We literally are trust babies. We just didn't know it. So, um, at the beginning when it first started, and you might can identify with this. I'm gonna read it over again. It said, I find it quite strange that when I hear the phrase the supreme law of the land, it has nothing, it has never once been mentioned to me that this does not necessarily mean the supreme law of the country, right? Not once has it ever been told to me that this supreme law attaches to the very soil I am standing upon, and that my God-given rights, I'm gonna say my most highest right, because I don't even like the word God, y'all. Y'all know that. The most highest rights, given rights, are derived from the type of estate that is attached to this land. So the estate is attached to this land. And if we attach to this land, then it's our estate, right? Never once has it been told to me that my rights devolved from my status. I saw somebody on somebody's chat yesterday. I don't talk about people and put names out, but when I see things, it triggers me into where I'm going in my studies, and what I'm looking for. But they said that status is not in their vocabulary or in their world. And I'm here to tell you, status is in mine, because it's that your rights derive from your status in relationship to this earth. See, that's why people say, "Oh, I'm aboriginal to the planet. I'm aboriginal to the earth, okay, but I have a status on this earth, and I have an estate in this earth. See, and that's what we never need to forget. I have always been led to believe that the laws that I am bound by mysteriously appeared out of nowhere with no rhyme or reason. Rights come, I never thought that. I always thought that the laws came from some man that made up stuff to give to me to follow because he ain't following, or something to entrap me. That's what I always felt about the law. Not that it came from somewhere. No, I always know it came from somebody. Rights come from something far greater than our understanding can comprehend. I'm reading my own writing, y'all. That's why I'm reading slow, like I'm slow. This is my own scribble of last night. They come from sources of all life, right? Your rights come from sources from all life. And it's true, from above and from below. People say all the time, as so below, as above and so below, and it's true because we get life from the ground we walk on, from everything that's under us. We don't know, but everything that's under us, and then everything that's over us. So this is where we get our life, from, for real, and I can relate to that, what was on that video in that matter. So the next phrase says, this is my land. But she was saying that, and they saying that. But it's so many people saying that, right? It's so many people in the world, in this land right now, that know that they came from that land over there, that's sitting in our face every day, telling us that they are home and this their land. Right? Everybody wants this land. But this is my land. The Most High gave it to me. The blood of my ancestors have poured upon it since time immortal. It is my birthright and the birthright of my heirs forever. Right? Forever. So, when you think about when she was talking about the bar, that bar, just like the ledger on the debit and credit page, right? You know what I'm talking about? When it's just debit and credit, it always have been. And it's only a ledger. So that bar is just like that line going down the ledger that divide the debit and the credit, or the debt and the credit, right? But they've been taught us that we're debtors. But at the same time, we're not debtors, we're creditors. So on the debtor side is that mortmain, what she did the definition of. Mortmain is the dead man's hand, the religious house. They let you know the house is dead too, see? But they are the ones that hold the principle of mortmain, the corporate dead hands. See, so that's where the corporation is. A corporation is dead. A corporation cannot interact with the living people of the land. Only they can do is make you a corporation so the corporation can deal with your corporation. Then you got Cyprus. Remember that word, Cyprus? But it's Cyprus. It means the ability to change your trust. So they use Cyprus to change your trust. That's all on that side over there on that ledger, that dead side, right? That mortmain, that dead hand. Then you got your statue of your wills. They take your wills. Remember, if you do a will is probate. Most of the time, your family don't have the money to pay for the probate, so they still lose. They still lose the property. Okay? So then you got statute of usage. There's a statute for the usage of our trust that they've been using. You got the statute of charitable uses. That's when we share and give charity to people, right? Then you got the statute of fraudulent. So here it says rights purchase. This is very important point. Those not rights of purchase, right? That we don't have rights. They give us privileges, but our rights is not supposed to be purchased. Our rights is given by the Most High, right? But they make us purchase our own rights and make us pay if we don't follow their laws. Those not privileges to those not privileged privy to the fee simple. Remember, she mentioned fee simple. Fee simple means there is no tax. They can never tax it, they can never take it. Purchase their rights. This is how you enter into commerce and become subject to the Uniform Commercial Code with your name in big, tall, capital letters. That's your straw man. That's something they never want us to ever know existed, that we would ever know what to do about it. But I'm here to tell you, Mama Chief, I did that. I wasn't scared, and I still ain't scared. And shout out to all those that's scared. But I have entities, and I'm not afraid of to deal with them. Uh, yeah, financial entities that are working for me. But liberty is in your trust, and in the preamble is where it shows you that you are the trust beneficiary. Okay? Power lies in the preamble because it is the trust. That is the trust, y'all. I hear people talk about all the time, I got to trust, I got to trust, I got to trust. But if it ain't in the bank and it ain't been to the courthouse, y'all got a certificate of trust on record, you don't have a trust. I'm sorry, but you don't have a trust. It's an operation that does this. Grants and trust goes hand in hand. She said that. Y'all remember? I was taking notes, man. I was taking notes. I did this last night, though. Jurisprudence. Common law was our birthright. They put us under UCC, commercial codes, and laws, and what is it? Laws and statutes, you know. But common law was our birthright and inheritance. The founding fathers relied on the Magna Carta. Expurgation to the preamble. Its state is done by application for your social. See. That's where I was wondering about that word expurgation. Okay, so expurgation happens when we apply for a social security number and claim the U.S. citizen. We expurgated ourselves from being a state citizen. Remember the several states. Oh, now, see, I understand that word. I was scared of it. I ain't gonna lie. So, no state citizen is in the preamble. They don't have that trust. That's why they fighting us so hard, y'all, because they don't have it. They're not a part of it. Mama love, you still up? You up late? Much love to you. So they are. So the 14th Amendment citizens are not. Mama love, I drank some of that tea. and I think I'm allergic to it, but I'm all right. Oh, no state citizen is in the preamble, y'all. Remember that. So all these people walking around here talking about the U.S. citizens, they're not in the preamble. They can't have what they say they have, and somebody lying. So the first maximum in the preamble, conveyance, inheritance, and freedom. That's the first maximum. And you can look them up, the maxims. Child who are unable to enter into any contracts are subject to this unknowingly by their parents. The origin and the nation of the Constitution and government of the United States political history condition. Check this out, y'all, what I found last night. And I'm winding down because I got 10 more minutes and I'm going to end in 2 hours at the 2 hour mark. I think that's long enough for anybody maybe to want to look at it again if they want to. Um, but I found, everybody's always talking about the world court. Where is the Supreme Court supposed to be at? Do anybody know? Can anybody help me out in the chat? What state is the Supreme Court in? Because I found something kind of interesting last night I had never heard of. And I want to kind of share it. Let me see what state is the Supreme Court in. It's in Washington too. Oh. Anybody check? No? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Let's see where it's at. All I see is these folks standing here. They ain't trying to tell me anything. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. But anyway, I don't think it's where I'm finna tell you. I don't think this is it at all because this is some other kind of crazy stuff that I ran across today. Okay. The Massachusetts, anybody ever heard of the Massachusetts? I know y'all ain't answer me in the chat. So when somebody see this video, please acknowledge my questions in the chat if you don't mind. Because I need to know if y'all heard of something that I haven't. Like the Massachusetts General Court. Have anybody ever heard of that? It's the lower house of the General Court, consisted in the colonial period of the deputies. That's what ruled us, was deputies. Okay? First elected by freemen. See, these freemen telling us they was freemen and this, that, and other. It's some different stories going on, right? But in 1634, sitting separately from 1644 to 1686 as the House of Deputies. Research this if you can, y'all. We got to find out what happened to us so we can find out how to get out of this mess. So we had the House of Deputies in 1866. In the inter-charter period of 1689, in the provincial period 1692 to 1780, and under the 1780 Constitution of the elected representatives. So that lets us know, y'all, a timeline and what we was really under. And I do have a 10th grade grandfather that got the first charter I know. I think it was in 1630 or something for Massachusetts, rolled out. So we're going to venture into those papers because I have a lot of colony papers from the colonizers. So we're going to venture into reading those too. So So, as I said, I was going to end this at right at this time here.
Zero accounting software help print me.
I'm gonna play a song and end out. I didn't do my intro coming in. I'm gonna do my intro going out. Hey, somebody drop back in. Yeah, y'all, it's the end of the night. I'm gonna end it. Probably go over there at the cleanup crew and stick my head in the door and say greetings to everybody and give me some rest. And I'm coming back tomorrow because as long as I can do this, I will. As long as I can do it and can find my way on here to find you guys, I will do this because I got work. I got that real work for us to do. And people say they want to know. So all I can do is share what I know, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Play a song or two and get out, Oh, man. Hold on. There you go.
Shout out to the Mama Chief. Yeah, you be quiet when Big Mama speaks. What she gave us is a part of me. It flows through my arteries. Even on that journey, that love grows how the garden be. The first to teach us when we sick, the first to heal us. Mama's boy, yeah, you know, my pride and joy. Soul food, yeah, you know, I'ma enjoy. Calm you down, just by the sound of a voice. There isn't another feeling inside. When they cheer you on, let you gain. And you feeling the pride. You and your siblings fighting, she gon' make you put the feelings aside. She can lead you down the road, but she can give you the guide. Where you think I get that blissful look in my eyes? I need a side of ice cream and then my apple pie. You know for sure for Mama Chief, you know I'm a ride. Cause we all need our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love our Mama Chiefs. The greatness, the patience, the foundation, the knowledge passed down so many generations. Our motivation. I just want to thank you for my creation. Cause we all love our Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all need a Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all rap for Mama Chief. The dedication. I seen your tears at my graduation. Now look, mother, boy, that made this. You the reason I'm one of the greatest. Yeah, cause we all need a Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all love a Mama Chiefs. Yeah, we all rap for Mama Chief. Now be quiet, let Big Mama speak.
Yeah, we still here, y'all. What? Shout out to the two that's in the chat with Mama Chief. Love you much.
Who they think they better than? Ain't no comparison to the so-called black or African American. You can drop the African, keep the American. When we say Aborigine, you make their world in. I'm going in the same dirt my ancestors buried in. I come from a god and a goddess, so what that make me? Not even Basquiat can trace me. Not even Van Gogh can paint me. The MC in me is the God MC. Equals the God in me. I'm focusing and let my mind be free. You too blind to see. The Jews I give is real. It's been real. These ain't shots, they missiles. All you gonna hear is the whistle. Lyrically, this an execution. My verses start revolutions. For my people seeking restitution. System beginning, fuck evolution. Or maybe my reality is all a dream. I put it together like I was so it seems. So it seems this is that audio dopamine. Go against the machine.
Shout out to you, Drake Cobbs. I love you.
Elohim. My nigga
My mind had slipped me for a minute. I love you, Dre. Thank you. Shout out to all the Mama Chi. Shout out to OTK, all of y'all. Y'all know who y'all is. OTK live now. That's why I got his name in my mind. I said I'm gonna write down y'all names so I can call y'all out. You know, I get stuck with trying to think of all y'all. Shout out to all y'all. Much love.
This my coming of age. Crowd roaring when I'm coming on stage. And when I'm done, they gonna be cheering my name. Great Cobbs and now I ain't quit my day job. I spit bars. I really rap on my day off. That's real shit. Just give you some tools you can build with. Aim high even if you still miss. Just keep going. It's a climb to the top. And I'ma keep flowing. Down Lake Shore, I'm Chicago going. Yeah. You niggas playing checkers, we playing chess. Nigga, this is checkmate. Trade me the big dog, and you just a little bit.
Thank y'all for the thumbs up.
We got the same traits. I'm a God being, and we ain't got the same faith. My granny died February 18th, and I was born on the same day. The chosen one, the ancestors' chosen son. They gave me the golden gun. One shot, that's a hole in one. From the pyramid of the sun, the property point.
Later, y'all. If I don't go to sleep, I might do another live. It's just a thing.
Disappear. Your information's lagging in the rear. All you do is teach fear. We copper colored with woolly hair. Am I speaking clear? So fuck the nonsense. When I rap, I touch your consciousness. From within is when you get your self-confidence. Let's bring it back to dominance. Ain't no confining us. We bring that wild Indian out of us. Yeah. Yeah. We still here.
We still here. Thank you. Yep, y'all. So let's get it, y'all. Let's share this information so our people know what they really, really need to do, right? Okay. Thank you so much, Mama Love. Go get some rest. Let's talk soon. There we are. 2 hours, y'all. I'm out. I don't know what that is on my thing, but I don't know what that is, y'all. Oh no, I don't want that on my thing. I don't want them children on my video. What in the world is that, y'all? What in the world is that? Y'all know I got stuck with that, y'all. I don't know how they got on there, but I'm trying to get it off there. Because I don't know who them children is, and it's still going. But I'm finna end this stream right there. 2 children in love. I hope they making it. All peace and love to everybody out there in the chat. Later.